This Hangout on air is live. I am Rosie O'Kelly. It is November 23rd, 2016, and this is a real-time baking hangout. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and it's time for me to get into the kitchen here. I have to make some things for going to Janice. Let me kill the side chat here. Hold on 1 minute. Not this side chat then. There we go. Good morning to all of you, or good afternoon on the West Coast. And on the agenda today, it's going to be a very busy day. There's two things I hope to accomplish in the kitchen today. One is to make a dessert to take to my friend's house, and I settled on a very elegant very buttery pecan bundt cake with some nice brown sugar and salted pecan glaze or icing on top of it. The second thing that I may or may not get to on a live hangout has to do with making the dinner rolls. And one of the things that I typically do when I go to my friend's house is to bring a bread product, either some homemade bread or something a little more upscale. And today that's going to be the dinner rolls, what they call the cloverleaf dinner rolls. And if you don't know what they're the ones that are in three sections, and you kind of break them apart and butter them. So we'll get to them later. I've had the dough for that prepping overnight. It's also enough to knock out a little bit of bread for us, a little bit of homemade bread too. And just a little hint before we get started here. If you're going to make any type of bread, yeasted bread, white bread, fancy rustic loaves, artisan bread, you always want to start a day or two ahead and let your dough age a little bit overnight. It imparts a lot of flavor in that. Okay, so this is going to be, I think, a very good dessert here, this pecan bundt cake. And I have my, let me see where my pan is here, my bundt pan. We're definitely going to have to track that down. I think I put it in. I was kind of test fitting it in the oven here. I was adjusting the racks here, so let me pull that out. We're preheating the oven to about 325 here this morning. So good morning to all of you, and we're going to get started here. Now this is a fairly easy recipe, but it all has to do with technique. For this particular recipe, we're going to need, I think it's comes out to, let's see here, we've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And I like to keep my all-purpose flour tucked away in a container to keep it from going rancid, but it never lasts long around here because I'm usually doing a lot of baking. We're going to use 1½ cups of butter, and I've already had this sitting outside. This is 3 of the sticks, and each one of them is ½ a cup. So we're going to need 1½ cups of butter here, and that's sitting on the counter because I need to soften that. Okay, we're going to use 2 cups of light brown sugar, and that's exactly what I have here. Pecans and brown sugar are a beautiful combination. We're going to need some granulated sugar, 1 cup of that. I have my sugar container here. We're going to need 5 eggs, and I have them out. You always want them to warm up to room temperature. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of the vanilla, and I like to use a really good vanilla when I'm baking the Spice Island. I think is awesome. Need a teaspoon of salt, and I like to use the sea salt because it does not have silica in it, and silica is ground glass, and I don't want that in my system. And I'm going, as I mentioned, to 3 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and bundt cakes are kind of dense. You don't make them for their lightness, so you don't want a lot of rise in them. And lastly, we're going to use 1 cup of milk here. So I'm going to go ahead now. The first step we need to do is we need to cream our butter and sugar. And this is probably the most important aspect of doing this particular cake, because unless you have the butter and sugar creamed and fluffy, your cake is going to be like the proverbial brick that people joke about, like a fruit cake or something like that. Very dense, very difficult to, you know, you don't feel good when you serve something like that. It's like literally like a brick. So this has been softening quite a bit. I do have my Cuisinart mixer over here. Well, you kind of tilt this camera to the side, and you can see it on the side over here. I have this. I don't use it too often, but we're going to fire this up today, and this is going to help cream the butter with the paddle attachment. So I'm going to go ahead now, and let's see. With the paddle attachment, we're going to put the butters and two sugars, the brown sugar and the white sugar, in here, and then we're going to cream that together. And it's going to take a few minutes to do that. We want this to eventually look very light and very, very fluffy. So I'm going to open up the top. I've cleaned everything real well. Make sure you wash your hands ahead of time for cleanliness sake. Okay, whenever you're handling food, try to use good handling methods for that. We're going to put our 3 sticks in. And a happy day before Thanksgiving to all of you. And what a wonderful day it's going to be for us tomorrow. Down at my friend Janet, the boss's house tomorrow. Go ahead and pop that in number 2. And throw in number 3 here. And good morning or good afternoon to all of you. Yes, I know it's kind of early here for hangouts on the West Coast, but I've got a lot of stuff to do today. Put that on the side there. So now I want to put the 2 cups of brown sugar. I think I'll move my bowl over here while I add that sugar in, so I'm not potentially spilling that all over the place. And welcome to all of you. We're starting to have people come in here. That's a nice brown sugar. And all that is sugar that's had some molasses added to it. We're going to use get my cup measure here. I'm going to use 2 cups of that. Doesn't have to be super precise here. There's 1 cup. Okay. Sometimes the brown sugar tends to be a little sticky and kind of clumped together. Here goes 2nd cup. We've got 2 cups of the light brown sugar. We'll set this aside now. We're going to use this later for the icing. Hello, Janet. Good morning to you in the UK, darling. Nice to see you. One of my pals from over in the UK there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add 1 cup of the sugar. This is going to make a big cake. This will serve 12 people. So there's our 1 cup of sugar. That goes in on top. Now we've got our butter, 2 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of the white sugar, the cane sugar here, granulated, regular sugar, nothing fancy. We're going to lock that in here. There we go. Get that locked in real good over there. Hi, Mr. Hey, it's Mr. X-Man. Nice to see you. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mute the volume here and begin this process. So this is a bit noisy. I don't think people want to hear this. So one thing you want to do beforehand too is set your oven to 325 degrees. Get that preheated, and you want to use some non-stick spray And make sure that you've coated your Bundt pan really, really well, because you're going to be turning this thing upside down. And you don't want anything sticking on that. And I'll be hitting that again before we put the batter in. So nothing worse than having a Bundt cake and then you go to turn it upside down and unmold it from its mold, and the darn thing breaks on you. So you want to try to avoid that as possible. So I'm going to go ahead now and mute the sound because this is way too loud here. And go ahead and start creaming this butter, okay? Always start slowly first. Let that butter sort of get a little bit of heat into it. You don't want to use super soft. You want to make sure that butter still has some firmness to it when you go to cream that. This is really the real key to making a decent cake, is creaming the sugar and the butter, the two sugars and the butter together. That's a real key to the success of this. So I hope you can hear me okay. Enjoying a cup of coffee. I like to do real-time baking. We're going to take care of these. We're going to get some pecans and toast them up a little bit too, because we're going to throw about a cup of them into the cake too. So I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I have a really nice Cuisinart mixer, which I like. You can see that's starting to kind of get some big clumps. Like I said, this is really a key to doing this. As the friction increases, as that's spinning, of course, the heat is increasing. And that's going to help it start to cream. And you want this to be fluffy. You don't want to have any granules, feel any granulation of sugar. Good morning to everybody coming on board. We are in the kitchen today. Preparations for Thanksgiving. We'll start moving that up a little bit more. I'm not blessed with a lot of counter space, so I may do. I don't have real great equipment, but I think I turned out pretty good stuff here. It's not so much the equipment you have. I think it's more technique when you're doing baking. Okay. Now what we're going to do now is let that sit for a couple minutes to get a little of that warmth in there. In the meantime, we're going to toast up some of the pecans that we're going to add. We're going to use some of them for going into the cake batter. And we're going to use the other ones for part of the glaze that we're going to make for the top of the cake. So what we do, we have about, I'm going to take about a tablespoon of butter here and cut that off. Okay. I'm going to put this in here, and we're going to add some sugar. Once this melts, we're going to add the nuts to it. I'm going to flip this over so you can see that a little better over there. Pardon, I don't have a... Hi, Teresa. Same to you, baby. We got Lady T, who is also quite an accomplished cook herself here on the side. She's made some great dishes that I've really enjoyed. Now, you want to make sure when you're toasting these pecans, if you put them in raw into your cake, I don't know, to me they just don't have the same taste and the same texture. You want a little bit of crunch when you bite into that pound cake. Hey, Jalen, how you doing, sweetie? You want a little bit of bite back when you punch into this Bundt cake. And there's nothing better than hitting a salty, sort of savory, sugary, salty pecan within it. So don't need all that butter. So I'm going to take the pad out. I now have nothing there. Going to back the heat off a little bit here. And now I'm going to open the pecans. You want to make sure, very, very sure that you keep the temperature very low here. Thank you, Chiming. Nice to see you. Hi, Ted. Nice to see you, sweetie. You want to make sure the temperature is low because these things are about $5. These things are not cheap at all. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop the whole bag in there. Okay. And we're going to grab our wooden spoon, which has been on a rest down there. All right. Where's Missy Jen? She's Missy Jen's over there doing her morning, looking at your guys' YouTube videos. So she does that every morning. See what you guys put up. Okay. Let's get this here. This over here. Use that. So let this heat up now. This is really a critical part of the process. You've got to keep this stirring here. There we go, Rob. Hey, good morning to you and happy Thanksgiving time. Here's Rob. Okay. And what we're actually going to do is make sure that these have some sugar on them. Sprinkle some sugar on top of those. And that glaze is going to ensure that they stick. I'm going to also take some salt. And I like to use sea salt. And sprinkle that on because you want to make sure these have a salty and a sweet component to them. Keep them stirring good. And what I'll do is I'll take a baking sheet with some foil, and these will dry out some. And man, I can't tell you the smell. The smell of these is astounding. And it just makes so much better cake when they have a little bit of glazing. They don't taste as raw, and I don't like pecans and walnuts that taste a bit raw. And don't hesitate to use the sugar and the salt. Those two together make a real savory, really savory taste. And when these will dry, and when you add them into the batter, the sugar and salt will actually stick. It's actually making a caramel in the bottom of the pan now. You can probably see some of the caramelization that's occurring down here. And that's going to ensure that when you go to put these in the batter, that sugar and that salt are going to stick to it. Keep stirring it because you don't want anything to burn. Yeah, nothing like sweet and salty nuts. What a great combo. Put one more shake of sugar on. And these are just about done in that little bit of time that it took. Half of these we're going to use to put into about two-thirds of them we're going to use to put into the batter. And the rest of them we're going to put on top as part of the glaze here. So one more sprinkle. I'm actually going to turn the heat off right now. It's enough. Don't overdo it or you've wasted $5 worth of pecans here. Okay. Oh, I cannot tell you the taste of these. They're out of sight right now. Yeah, I'm using just regular granulated sugar for glazing and salt and granulated sugar, regular white sugar, because the brown sugar, something about the molasses goes too quick and it's too easy to brown. You're just trying to get a salt and a sugar component on these. That's really the key. I'm going to go ahead and get my pan and spread these out. Pop them down there. And good morning to everybody coming on. We have some people coming in. We're making a pecan bundt cake with pecan brown sugar icing today. And I also have to knock out some rolls for tomorrow. Which, again, I'll stop it and say hi to everybody. So what I'm going to do is spread these out over here. Okay, kind of spread them a little bit. You don't want them sticking together, and they'll dry good, and they'll be okay. Right there, okay. And that glaze will set on them. We'll go ahead and add them in. So that was pretty easy, eh? Couldn't beat that. So now we can return to creaming. Jen is feeling great. Now she's over here. She's on her computer back there right now. Go ahead and finish this up now. Creaming this sugars, 2 cups of brown sugar and 1 cup of white sugar and 3 sticks, 1.5 cups of butter. I'm going to put this on mute because it's so loud. Now, once in a while, you want to take a spatula and you want to scrape down the sides. Missy Jen had a bit of a little bit of a touch of a flu or something, stomach upset, but she's good now. I'm going to scrape this down, get that all into the bowl. Don't waste any of that goodness in there. Okay. Back on, and I'm gradually taking the speed up to get that whipped. That's one of the real keys here, getting this whipped. I have to kind of keep my hand on top. Sometimes this thing flies up. What kind of prices you pay for getting a second-hand piece of equipment? That's starting to get kind of fluffy. Waiting for the first person to say, I got the Pecan Bundt. What's going on? Don't forget to stop and scrape down once in a while. This is really coming along good. I can't tell you the flavor that this is going to give. The 2 sugars just makes it astounding. If you're on a diet, ladies, it would not be my first dessert of choice. Hey, Brian, how you doing? I'm making a cake for tomorrow. I've got Brian in the house. The artist formerly known as Amanda. We got Brian here. I'm just creaming my butters and sugars. Right, now we're going to let that rest a minute, and now we're going to start preparing our dry ingredient to fold in. We're going to have the wet side, and we're going to have the dry side. This is going to be our ultimate mixing bowl, but we have to prepare another bowl that has our flour, our baking powder, a little bit of salt, and we need to combine and get that going. And then we'll gradually be folding in the eggs and everything else here. So, okay. Fine together. I love these big stainless bowls. This came out of the dishwasher, but I do like to make sure there's no dust around. And cleanliness is very important. Thank you, Brian, and welcome to you. We got 15 pre-holiday people here today. Then we've already glazed our nuts. And you can kind of take them and just kind of move them around a little bit here, just to make sure that they don't stick. They're all perfectly dry over here now. And if you don't take them off the paper towel, they could potentially stick on here. You don't want that to happen. Okay, they're just too expensive to waste here. Okay, get all of them off of there, and they're all good to go. Pick off any that are kind of little stickers here, and you can enjoy eating them. Man, that's like a pecan brittle. Woo! Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, we're going to the Boston Janets tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Look at how beautifully they're done now. Salted and sugared, so they won't lose their coating now. Okay. So now we need to get 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Try to use fresh flour, don't use old. You stick your head in and say hi here. Hi. There's the Missy. Okay. Here's 1 cup. Here comes 2 cups. And here comes cup number 3. And you want this loose. You don't have to have it sifted. Don't press it together. So we got 3 cups in there of flour. Jen says hi to everybody. All right. We're going to we have 1 spoon. And I bought some nice fresh baking powder. And you want to make sure you use fresh. Don't use a lot of baking powder because this is not a high-rising cake, okay? Go 1. 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Get that out of the way now. And I think we're going to put a little bit of, 1 teaspoon of, little bit of kosher salt too. And here I don't have kosher, but I do use sea salt. Don't make it too salty, but salt is very important for baking. It adds structure to baked goods, so don't underestimate. Then we're going to take our whisk, and this is all the dry ingredients here now. How simple is that? Just whisk that up. Woo! So that all those dry ingredients, flour, baking powder, and salt all work together. You don't want one spot of the cake that has a rise and the other part doesn't. Okay. All right. Okay. How easy was that? Huh? Pop that there. That over there. Now we've got our dry ingredients and our wet ingredients ready to go. We're going to go back to our mixing now, and we have 5 eggs that we need to prepare here to take the shell off of them. And then we're going to add them one at a time, along with some vanilla to our cream sugars. So try to be neat when you do this. Okay. We'll be using 5 eggs here. Okay. And after you do this, you definitely want to make sure you wash your hands so you don't have any kind of contamination. Also, don't ever break the eggs directly into your cream, butter, and sugar because you risk getting a shell in there. Okay? It's nothing worse than eating a cake and somebody had some shell in there. I'll have the link to the. I will have the link to the recipe, Simon. It's on cupcakes, and it's on cookiesandcupcakes.com /easy recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands. Anytime you're handling eggs or meats or anything like that, you always want to make sure that your hands are clean. Rob says, are you going to put some bourbon in that? Nope. No bourbon in here. We also have to make sure we have a cup of milk. Let me get this cup of milk set. We'll have that ready to go too. We'll add that in. Sit that there. And what we'll do is we'll finish building up the wet ingredients, and then we'll gradually add our flour mix to make a final batter to pour in here. So we'll also make sure to fold the nuts in at the end too. So, okay, so now it's time to go back and finish creaming the sugars and start adding our, we got our vanilla, and I like to use a good one like Spice Island. Should just be a couple more minutes and this will be ready to go. Okay, now I want to show you what this looks like. I don't know how well you can see this here. I'm going to scrape this down. But it's reached the point where it's a really kind of fluffy mix right now. I want to make sure that's scraped down, and I'm going to give this one more go here. The more you fluff this, it'll add a little bit of that's good. It'll add a little bit of lightness to the cake too. We'll give this about one more minute, and we'll get going. Yeah, these are pecans. Hi, IA, nice to see you. All right. I'll give you guys a look at that. See how fluffy that is now? That's what you want the cream to look like, just like that. So we're going to go ahead now. I'm going to add, start folding in my eggs. Oh yeah, the sound cut in. Okay, is the sound on now? Okay, so yeah, I put the sound off just when this thing is so damn loud. I'm going to start adding my eggs in now here. How well you guys can see over here. Start adding my eggs in, got the speed low. Kind of fold them in a few at a time. Incorporating that. I want to do that a little slowly. Yeah, it's coming along pretty good, Brian. Add them one at a time. This way you'll have a pretty nice batter. It won't be like a brick when it's served up. We got 4 out of 5 here. It's called folding them in one at a time. Hey, Linda. Yeah, Tammy, yeah, you can smell those, huh? Thank you, Tammy. Nice to see you, honey. Thank you. There goes our last egg there. Okay. Fold that in good. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons. They have 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I think 2 tends to get a little overwhelming, so I'll go with 1.5. Okay. Now you don't want it to taste like all vanilla, or you kill the taste of the pecan. Right? Don't forget to beat down the sides too. That's coming off really, really good. No, I'm not going to take the van. It's not going to be an overnighter. It's just going to be. We'll leave about 11. I'm not going to make a lemon pie this time. I decided to make this. I'm going to make some clover leaf rolls, dinner rolls. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of the flour mix in, about 1/3 of that. Stop that and mix it up. And then I'm going to alternate adding this in, 1/3 of this. And keep your speed low. You don't want this stuff flying out. And then I'm going to alternate putting in the milk. So, okay, we got 1 cup of milk. that to incorporate slowly. This is the way you build a batter. So hope you guys are enjoying the real time here. Trying to straight down the sides as you go. I'm going to add 1 cup. I'm going to add some milk now, about half the milk. Stop it, lift it up. Add half the milk here. Yeah, I know I'm crazy. People say, what's your astrological sign? I'm into everything. I have Gemini, which is 2 in 1, and then I'm on the cusp with Cancer. So I'm like, you get a 3-in-1 deal with roses. So. Okay, and that's folded. The last thing we'll do is add the nuts because we don't want them to get busted. Now we'll add the. You can probably go ahead and add the rest of our flour mix there. Okay. We built a really good, good batter here for this. This is a big cake. This is a big cake. It's going to be in the oven a while, so what I'll end up doing is downloading later and cutting out of the Hangout the baking time and then removing it and everything else. So I'm not going to stop the Hangout. I'm going to keep going so we can have a little bit of a talk. I'll probably do a Hangout tonight. I'm not sure. I like the Wednesday night Hangout. So. It's looking really, really good. I'm going to incorporate the last of the milk here. That batter is basically good to go. Thank you, Tammy. I really enjoy audio, guns, metal detecting, doing a little crazy, sexy, teasing stuff and all that. So it's a good mix of things. And different repair videos too. I don't know if you saw, I repaired a 2700 PSI power washer right there on the side of the road. Okay, and we don't have to overbeat that. So look at how luscious that batter is. So scrape that down. Get all that goodness out of there. Good thing Mallory's not here. I got a lot of cleanup to do in that sink. There we go. Okay, get all of that goodness out of there. This is going to taste fantastic. This, okay. I'm going to sit that in the sink. This is going to bake for about 60 to 70 minutes here. Okay. Like I say, it's going to probably be a 3-hour Hangout. Hey, Hobo. Yeah, there we go. If I weren't so hungry, I'd drop one of my dumpster dogs down here. All right, so I'm going to remove that off, and you can see how luscious the batter looks here. It should be thick. It should not be a thin batter. If it's too thin, you didn't measure properly. So make sure this is your last chance to really get every bit of it incorporated here. Okay. Now we're going to use. We've already pre-salted and sweetened the nuts here. We're going to use about 2/3 of them here and fold them into the batter now. And believe me, when you bite into this cake and you hit that sweet and salty component of that, it's going to be amazing. Now fold them in gently. You don't want to bust them, okay? Folding is going from the bottom to the top and lifting up, okay? You don't want to break them up. Okay. Now, to see tomorrow when the final product, you'll have to watch the video I put together for Thanksgiving down there. Okay, and it'll have the cake. Of course, I think Janet's doing a 31-pound turkey, which is big. Okay. All right, that is all in there. Yep, no busted nuts. Exactly right. Let me get a paper towel. I want to wipe my hands here. And in a half hour, I'm going to be just stepping away for a couple minutes. I have to go to the Dell website. They're having an incredible deal on a laptop I want to buy today. I'm so sick of shitty laptops. All right. Now I've already got this pre-sprayed in here with the non-stick spray. You got to make sure that you got that really good. You don't want that coming out and sticking. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in now, and just turn and fill. Okay. It's not rocket science. You just want to spread this batter evenly. You don't want to press it down too much. Okay. This is going to make a great Thanksgiving cake. We'll probably be bringing some of it home. Big cake. So match the big turkey, right? All right. Boy, that was heavy on the arm. Okay, get all of that goodness out of there. Okay. All right, there we go. Hey, Joey Baloney, how are you? Huh? We got the one and only Joey Baloney. I wouldn't recommend eating stuff with raw eggs. You got to go sometime. So what you want to do is just smooth that down a little bit. Okay. Don't press it real tight to the center, because the center spindle here, that is what usually sticks when you go to deep hand. So, all right. I think that's pretty much got it right there, guys. I'm going to throw that in I have a 325-degree oven, and I'm going to let this bake for 60 to 70 minutes until a knife blade inserted in the middle of it comes out clean. So there she is, ready to go in. And Jan, you want to give me 60 minutes also for 11:40. Yeah, about 11:40. So convection oven goes a little faster. I'm going to pop this in the oven. Okay. So you guys will remind me at 11:40 p.m. here. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the camera from the tripod. I'm going to do a little washing of the dishes first, and then I'll sit down and talk to you guys. We got about an hour to kill here. So, okay. Put some of this stuff away. In the meantime, last night, as I explained when I started the Hangout, I'm also making dinner rolls, and enough that we'll be able to freeze some here too. We'll take about 10 or 12 down there. But you want to always start the dough the day before when you're making it, because it has a chance to pick up flavor. It's one of the things that separates a really good bread product from one that you're just whipping up in 3 hours. You want that flour, that dough mixture to really pick up some flavor overnight. So I build them up. Hey, there we go. Syrian says, looks awesome, Rosie. Beats my hot dog ramen slop any day. I can't even imagine that stuff. All right. So you guys have a little chat. I'm going to start doing a little cleanup here. Woohoo! And in case you're wondering, that dough is going to be used for what they call cloverleaf rolls. So that's the kind that you pull apart. They're in 3 sections when you make them. You pull it apart. So they're really a nice roll. I'm not going to need the mixer anymore, so I'm going to pop that back over. Ooh, man, that thing's heavy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get in here and start doing a little bit of cleanup. Yeah, bridge dwellers in the house, baby. You guys, if you think Elvis is living in that and under a bridge. I have to call him Rat Boy, huh? Yeah, I like it. Tastes like great value chicken, trying to keep them away from my bung hole. There you go. Oh, shit. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, since when is there Wi-Fi under the bridge, exactly? Take a little peek. Bubba, you don't want to open that oven door. That's critical. I think I'll go ahead and just before it gets too much heat, I'm going to slide a pan underneath of that just in case I have a little drip at the bottom. Just before that really gets baked. Our smoke alarm is really sensitive here, so that'll probably pick up. Oh, unfortunately, I already got some on the bottom, so we need to remove that real quick. That's the problem with some of these Bundt pans. Just leak out. Let me sit that there for a minute. I'm going to have to remove that off the bottom. It's going to burn real quick. Okay. Don't want that. All right. Now I'm going to pop this back in. This rack. I don't want anything burning here. Okay. So make sure if you do anything that you make sure you put something underneath these Bundt pans because these things are notorious. For losing dough at the bottom. Okay. All right. Whew, okay, save that. I don't want any smoke alarms going off or anything like that. So it'll take a couple minutes till that seals up in there. But in the meantime, I got that foil below there now. So. Go ahead and close the door where the smoke alarm is. All right, a little bit of air in here and continue with the cleanup. And that's the way we do it. Go off of that cane to seal a little bit. Probably use that too many times. All right. That over here. All over there. Using this mixing bowl makes a really great way to keep all of your kitchen utensils all in one place. I like to have things neat. Let's take a look. Just need a little bit more, and that'll seal up. So put the fan on. There we go. Get some of that vented out. It's all over there. You like that floor? Huh? I like that tile too, that 4x12, they call that. If I ever reach 10,000 subscribers, you'll see where what the house looked like inside when I first got it, and the renovation stuff I did. I've never done any video on the inside of the house. What a mess it was. All right. Good morning, everybody. Joining me, the cake is in the oven. It's baking away. We had a little bit of drippage on that Bundt pan, unfortunately. Probably worn out from using it too many times. Hello, Elias. Just doing a little bit of cleanup, and then I'm going to lower the camera down, have a seat and chill out with you guys a bit. I just like everything all neat and clean. All right. Got 10 minutes. I got to step away because I've got to just go to the other room for a couple minutes. I need to order this computer. It's going on a really deep discount. 11 o'clock. All right. Hello, good neighbors. Nice to see you. Always. Happy day before Turkey Day to you. Yeah, we'll probably end up losing about a quarter of a cup of dough, but it's okay. A batter there. How are you today, good neighbor? All is well here. Nice to be free. Nice. You mean you're on sale today? Hey, Amanda, you too, honey. Great to see Amanda Page here. Ooh. One of the legitimately beautiful women from the beauty community. Pardon my butt, just looking inside there. It's still leaking a little bit. Right, pretty cleaned up over here. That's good. Rosie, the support from all those already called friends has been amazing. That's great. That's great. That's wonderful. Continue. We also have the dough working here for the cloverleaf rolls and also for baking up a loaf of bread. I'm going to go in and feed this some more with some more flour here. Gradually building up this dough so it has a lot of flavor to it. Yeah, I'm a kitchen dweller, Joey Baloney. I am a kitchen dweller. Woo! I'm not under the bridge yet, brother. Not under the bridge. It's the Chicago Bowery. We're going to have the big Thanksgiving feed today for the homeless, huh? Think your boy will be there, huh? Think your boy will be down there today? Work that in real good. Okay. And we're just building up that dough. Using this later for good flavor. Yep, and I'm in an undisclosed location known to everybody on YouTube. Is anybody doing anything special for Thanksgiving? Okay, that damn thing finally stopped dripping. That'll be the end of that. Yeah, he should be there serving the food, giving back. You know, God damn, what a great concept, Jalen. I mean, yeah, you should be there. Some of these people do take pride in serving others. We have the Redwood Gospel here, has a big feed. Down in San Francisco, they have the Glide Memorial Church. I think they probably feeds 5,000 people or something like that. And on that day, the homeless, they actually do the serving and everything else because they're fed the rest of the year. So, yeah, you should be doing that. Well said, my friend. Well said. Very well said. Hi, Sea Goddess. Jeff should be paying it forward. That's exactly right. That's a perfect day to pay it forward to others. Look that up a little bit, the heat. I'll help seal it up a little faster. All right. I think we're in good shape, guys. All I have to do is make a little bit of coffee and have a seat here. That's a perfect day for giving back. I mean, Tony Elvis laughed at me last year when we were distributing blankets to the homeless. He's like, "Oh, you're giving people blankets with smallpox on them and shit." You know, like, really? Like, come on, bro, be nice. Rosie, did you see Billy Boy's newest parody with Elvis and the turkey? Not yet. Not yet. I was watching, checking out Stickers Media's latest one this morning. Really funny. Yeah, that's a great idea. You should be in there paying it forward and serving people. Also, it goes without saying, if you really don't need that feed, you shouldn't really be taking it. I'll tell you a funny story about a free feed too. What happened about 10 years ago here. This is pretty funny. Let me get this camera down now. Just turn this off while I reposition it here. Oh, brother. Let's see. Get that repositioned there. All right. I'm going to check out Billy Boy's latest parody in a bit here. Oh, boy. You know, they're starting city by city, eventually shower trucks for the homeless. Pretty cool. That's true. You know, there's some people that definitely need the help, and some people just are hangers on for it. All right, I think that dripping pretty much stopped on there. Okay. All right, guys. Pardon me, I'm all hanging out here today. Got some of this damn stuff on. Is this adjusted? I got some coffee being made. City by city. Jalen, are you doing anything for Thanksgiving? Yeah, good neighbor says Walmart baby wipes are a necessity for over-the-road truckers and the homeless. Yeah. I'm going to be using them when I'm on the road. Probably try to take a shower every other day, something like that. Please shower before you get into the pool. Yeah, homeless is going to be the way to go pretty soon. There you go, Jalen. Woo! Smell it, brother. Yep, you don't have to be stinky when you're homeless. That's exactly right. So we're letting that go. We still got quite a ways to go. We lost a little bit, probably about a quarter of a cup of the batter, but it's okay. It's all good. I temporarily popped the temperature up just to get a little seal on it now. Okay. Yeah, it's slowed down a lot. So it's going to kind of be a, it's going to kind of be a bitch to get that thing off without tearing it apart. So I might end up having to make a lemon pie anyway. Still got all the stuff for that. So I'm about what is it, 11 now? I got to get on this site. I'll be right back. All right, just a couple more minutes, guys. I'm working it. I'm working it. Oh, man, we got a real traffic jam on their site. That's what's holding me up right now, guys. So, Pecan Bundt Cave. Just got that in. It's still baking away, guys. It was leaking for a hell of a long time on the bottom. So. unfortunately, I'm dealing with the Philippines, so you know how that goes. Woo! Oh yeah, she's doing good now, guys. You can look about what I lost out of the bottom of that though. Equipment malfunction, which I'm of course famous for. Oh, let's see what came out of the bottom there. Let's have a taste though. That's good. Mm. Little treat for Missy Jen and myself. Oh, nice guys, a nice i7 processor for normally 960 bucks for 600 bucks today. Good neighbors. This tastes so damn good. Awesome sauce. Oh, I'll tell you guys, that's a 17-inch laptop. That is a big boy for 600 bucks with an i7 processor, 1 terabit drive, 8 gigs. Hello. Nibble, nibble, nibble. right down my front. This is like a feast today. That's funny. Vegas Vixen is like, is Elvis really homeless? Come on, girl. Holy crap. Really casual highway. Pecan Bundt cake. Well, great minds think alike, except I'm working on green bean casserole and in on the stuffing with sausage and apple and cranberry. I'll bet that's tasty. I'll bet that's awesome. Just take one more little quick peek. It's looking good. I just don't like to waste anything. Yeah, I'll probably still do a hangout tonight, Happy. I got some more baking to do today, though. I've got to do these clover leaf rolls. I believe Vegas Vixen could ask if Elvis is really homeless. That's funny as hell. Let's say good morning, Bobby. Bobby and I and Janet, we always text each other every single morning. Hey, Brian, welcome back. Welcome back to you. We got about probably 10 more, probably a little more dicked around, lost a little bit of the dough here, but it sure didn't go to waste. I got a nice new laptop ordered. Dell Inspiron 1700 with a 17.5-inch screen. Woo! Normally $950, $600 today. i7 processor, which is the latest and greatest. I'm really excited. Stop fucking around with some of these 10-year-old things. But 21 people out there. Happy said, Rosie, how long will you let me camp at your place if I pay for my usage? So I don't have any limit on people coming in. I don't think there's that much to do in this. You can, if you're interested in wine and wineries and all that kind of stuff, this is like ground zero. Here in Napa County are like ground zero for wine country experiences. Yeah, it's a really nice computer, Brian. I'm just tired of buying used shit and fixing it up and trying to make it go. I'm tired of being at the end of the technology train. This time I'm jumping to the beginning of it. i7, it should help the speed for. I've ordered Corel software for editing, Pro Studio. I've spent a shitload of money lately on cameras, everything else. You guys know I ordered this Lumix LX10. Nice thing for, yeah, I'm going to do a hangout tonight, Brian. Yeah, got a nice pop-up screen. Probably a 6-hour hangout. Good neighbor says I buy our laptops on Craigslist, 100 each, one i3, one i5. They do okay. I got tired of it. The price is so low. I just want to be at the front of computing. I don't want to be at the back. And the nice thing, this has Windows 7 Pro, which I actually like better than Windows 10. So. And Dell always does good. I love Inspirion. Dell and Inspirion's a good line. Let me go ahead and take a little peeky here. Still got a ways to go. Back that heat down a little bit. Yeah, I have Windows 10 on a couple computers. It's okay. My backup computer will be Windows 10. The Lenovo X200. It's been okay for Hangouts and stuff like that. But it's like 8 years old or something, 7, 8 years old. It's just processor's just not fast enough. Okay, good neighbors. Yeah, you're always welcome on the Hangout. So. Same time as always, Ryan. 4 p.m. West Coast time till 10 p.m. 4 till 10. It's fun. It's always fun when people come online. Let's see, good neighbors. I'm new to social media and YouTube. Taking it slow. That's really good advice. Believe me, you'll meet many new, and yeah, I started at 7 o'clock on Saturdays. You'll meet many new and interesting friends on YouTube. Good neighbors for sure. Some of them would be some of them would be a good reason why you want to keep a gun at home. You know. Oh, okay, I'm new to the media, not the game, Rosie. Well, let me tell you, good neighbors. Let me tell you, brother. It's a whole different experience here on YouTube. Oh, you're very welcome, good neighbors. You're a nice guy. As good neighbors said, you're like YouTube's mother hen. Some mother, you know. Everybody should have a mother like that, huh? Woo! Let's take another quick check here. We got a couple more minutes. I like it when the smell starts to fill the kitchen, then you know we're done. I have to stick a very thin blade knife in there. Yeah. It's instead of a MILF, it's a TILF. TILF. Look at me, I'm fucking almost ready to put flour into my coffee. Too many little containers around. It's funny. Hey, Paul, I'm making a pecan bundt cake today, brother. With brown sugar and pecan icing. Woo! I never got into the meth production. Always moonshine. Check the dough. This is for our cloverleaf rolls. Later, I think we'll pop them out very late tonight. Yeah, moonshine and meth are big sellers. That's right. Oh man, that's funny. See, I'm going to go ahead and take a really thin blade knife and check this out internally. This is the way I do it. I'm going to open it up, put the knife in. If it comes out clean, we're good to go. We still got a little bit more to go there. Probably another 10 minutes or so. We don't want to remove the moisture from it. Yep, Joey Baloney, look at that knife over there. All right. Paul's taking his nieces and nephews out shooting soon. They're feeling destructive with 1,500 rounds of ammo. Hey, Paul, are you ready for Marshall back out at the gun range with the modified chicken? That modified turkey stance, huh? One of my legendary videos. Don't say Rosie doesn't bring you the finest in content. I think that's probably pretty much got it there. Don't want to overdo. No, it's still coming out a little raw. A little more time. Man, you guys, if you think Elvis was ever under the bridge, I had Rory, Vegas Vixen, text me this morning. Is Elvis really living underneath a bridge? They'll be having the big homeless shindig today, I think, in Chicago. I know in Santa Rosa, but I've got to tell you this funny story. About 10 years ago, the Press Democrat, our local newspaper here, and we have a city of about 200,000 people. Our local newspaper would go to the Sonoma County Fairgrounds where they would have the big Redwood Gospel Mission feed up there, and they would take all these pictures. And then one day they published it in the paper, and they busted some woman and her family who are super wealthy, you know, and they're eating at the turkey dinner, you know, and their lives were never the same again. I don't know if he's going to meet up with me or not, Brian. I'm not sure. I really don't communicate that much. Last time was last Friday when I warned him that cold wave was coming, and he better make sure his antifreeze is good. Oh, right. Yeah, Paul, my phone was blowing up that night. You got to send something to Elvis. Yeah, a lot of people believe that my phone was blowing up. Oh, Rosie, if you ever had a heart, now's the time to reach in and woman up there and help out. Was it his alternator went on him? I don't know. I haven't seen the video. Honestly, guys, I bet the only videos I really watch of Marshalls are the ones when it's eating or cooking ones. The rest of them, I don't get anything out of them at all. You know? Yeah, people are 65 waters down here. Well, that's exactly it. Good neighbors. I didn't give anything. I'm looking forward to seeing Vegas Vixen and Randy. I'm not sure who else is coming down. I got some sports bets to get down. That's a great time of year to put down on the sports book for pro football because teams really are starting running true to form at that time. You have fewer and fewer surprises as the season goes on. No, I'm not staying in the same hotel. I want to be at the El Cortez. It might be where, I don't know, I think Elvis is coming with his friend or something. I don't know. I think that's probably got it, guys. There she is, the Pecan Bundt. There's your thumbnail. Yeah, that's funny, Paul. Let that be an object lesson for him. All right, I think that turned out pretty beautifully. Let me get the wood to sit that on. Of course, the last step in the process is to get the glazing put on top of that, but it has to really be super cooled off for that, or else it'll melt all over the top of it. Yeah, I got to get that thing out of here, especially since the son of a bitch leaked on the bottom too. Piss poor quality. Gotta let it as it cools. Brian says, now how are you going to get that out of there? Actually, as it cools, it contracts, and I use plenty of grease spray on the side, and I'll take a knife blade around the edge that'll loosen it enough to hopefully pull up the bottom. Yeah, Paul, I actually let Jalen in here today. Can you believe it? I had a weak moment. Actually let Pookie in here. Chubby says, I always use parchment paper on the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. I generally do that with layer cakes. So I use parchment paper on the bottom. Jalen's being very good today. Yeah. Yeah. Jet says, I love a good coffee cake made with sour cream. Yeah, they're good. They're good ones. This will be okay. Just have to be careful the center of it on the spindle. It's always very challenging. We kind of cut from the bottom too. There's a certain way of potentially getting at that if there's a problem. Sour cream is pretty good, Paul. I mean, it's not really that sour. Not really that sour. What I'm doing now is just going around the outside here. So, okay. Okay. There's step 2, and that wasn't too darn bad. The real trick is going to be getting it off of the ring. This is the time you really have to make a decision whether you want to keep it in the ring or just glaze it and serve it that way, or whether you want to go for total victory and try to remove it. It's really challenging. So, yeah, you can see in the side some of the pecans in it. Things. I got some goo on my shirt there somehow. We'll let that, the more that cools, the more that'll contract, so that'll help a lot. Lift that up and put it upside down and here to get as much air surfaces exposed as possible. Yeah, oh, it's going to cool for a while, Jet. Yeah. Definitely going to cool for a while. Coffee cake, hadn't had that in a minute. That cake is not browned enough. That cake is perfect right there. It's brown just the right amount. Some people will actually cut the cake and then pull it apart and kind of reassemble it on a plate. So, kind of cheating. Coffee cake and banquet dinners. Let's see. Joey says, Rosie, how long do you think you'll be live on here? Probably another hour. I'm going to go ahead and knead this. Thank you, Jet. I have the other thing I have to make. The other thing I have to make too. Let that sit over there and cool. Go ahead and give this a little bit of a kneading. These cloverleaf rolls. I've had this dough maturing. I started it last night. Here. Go go ahead and clean this real good. Okay, see you, Jalen. Get that schoolwork done. Don't want to end up under a bridge in Chicago somewhere. Yeah, smoke some weed. Yeah. Write a paper on the experience. Get your A. Okay, Joey. No, you can drink milk with coffee cake, Rob. You don't have to. This is a very soft dough. It's got butter and oil in it. Make some really wonderful dinner rolls for tomorrow night. Woo! Let me tell you, brother, each and every one of you, I am so much better than you. Yep. Probably going to beater dough. Right. Right. How's that? Look pretty good, huh? That's going to be a super boss dough right there. Put that right in. Right there. Cover her right up. Very busy kitchen here today. Very busy. I love having a granite counter. It makes it really easy to work dough. A lot of people's kitchens are really busy today. But do you know tap water has 14% oxycodone and 4% Xanax in it. That's why even this shit probably has it. That's funny. Yeah, I'm doing a high country. I'm doing a real slow rise because I'm not going to be able to make these rolls till late tonight or tomorrow. So. Put it in the refrigerator. Right now, I need to retard the dough from rising too much. I just pop it in the fridge. Yeah, we're going to deal with this. Yeah, you know the can guys, they'll take anything, right? Cool a little longer. Yeah, go PP, and I'll be right back. You know, like they call, if you're not crazy before you drink the water, you sure as hell will be afterward. What I'm going to do is very carefully turn and bottom slice this against the bottom. That way it'll break the seal. As it cools, it'll contract easier. And it'll be easier to pull away from the side there. I'm going to also get the center ring there. That way when I put my hand wide and flip it over and then reflip on the plate, it'll hopefully keep that from busting apart. So. Hey, Paul, I was looking down in, they opened the Lucky Dragon Casino down there. That looked pretty good. They said that's like a real authentic Hong Kong experience. So might stop there and check that out when we're down there. See what that looks like. It's the food looked amazing. It looked like real authentic Chinese and not the crap you usually get here. Pretty good. So there it is, guys. We should be ready to do the flip in a little bit. We're going to let it cool a little more. We just elevate it a little bit to let some air circulate. I have a well here, and I have a well here, and I'm on city water too. I have both of them. The well makes really good moonshine. Yeah, well, it says yeah, Lucky Dragon haven't gone yet, but I predict it'll go under, but we'll see. Yeah, they might be able to, with a very pure play and some marketing in Hong Kong and Asia. Remember, people in Hong Kong can get on the jet foil and just go across the Pearl River to Macau if they want to gamble. So yeah, it's a little. We used to take the Boeing jet foil across. It was like take 1 hour to get 50 miles. I mean, that thing was flying across the water there. But we'll see. You know, so a lot of the marketing and the food experience. There's a lot of Asians that come out of the LA area that live down Moreland area down there. The noter says, Rosie, did the one guy go homeless that you were trying to talk out of the other day? You mean Steve? Stephen Mass? Sickness and Sorrow is his site. I mean, it was not a good thing to come on and ask people to cover him at the bank. So I tried to talk him out of it. Not a good idea. Yeah, if they're not filling the place in the first 60 days. And plus, Paul, that location is horrendous there. It's Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard up there. It's kind of behind the old, the huge gift shop up there. And it's too... I don't think Trump ever built any. He has the Trump condominiums down there, doesn't he? What used to be the jockey club down there overlooking the lake at the Bellagio. There you go. Man, that was fast, Joe. He had to do a quick carburetor rebuild. Woo, boy. That's pretty good, brother. We're going to try to plate this thing now. Make sure that the plate I choose is going to fit the carrier, because I have to drive this down tomorrow. I'm not taking the rig down. I got to take it down to the Boston Giants. Yeah, that'll be fun. I wish I had a flat cake thing. I don't, so that's that. Get the toasted nuts. We're going to be making the topping for it here. Oh, there it is. Did you catch that? Huh? How about that, guys? How was that for the friggin' awesome maneuver? Huh? Thumbnail. What a cheesy gal I am. Huh? You see that? Just did the old flipperoo right there. Yeah, that went okay. Hey, Joey says, look at that, Rosie. Now make one and ship it to a Chicago dumpster for Elvis. Woo! Man, this is too good at eating for that, huh? They'll be having that pound cake up there today with applesauce. Of course, you know, Thanksgiving's about the spirit of it anyway. It's not really what you have to eat. It's just stopping for to think about the things that you're happy and grateful for. So, okay, Jet says, speaking of which, I cooked shrimp and realized I ran out of horseradish back to the store. Uh-oh. That's going to be good. You guys ready to make the topping? We're going to sit that on the side now. And the first thing we did a couple hours ago was salt and sugar, these nuts, and some butter. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make that topping now. That's going to be some good eating there. Yeah, loves pound cake. So let's go ahead and knock this off and finish this job. If I hadn't pre-cut that thing on the bottom and cleared the bottom and then cleared the center ring, that thing would have probably broken into a zillion pieces. So, all right. Whisk together brown sugar, butter, and milk. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Back over here on the stove now. Let's get our little... Let's get a non-stick saucepan out here. Let's see, we're going to need a cup of brown sugar, 5 tablespoons of butter. Like Asian pound cake, that's it. I bought the greatest computer today, guys. I'm so damn happy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons. I think I'm going to use a little bit of a bigger pan so I have more whisking room here. All right, let's go ahead and start that going. Hey, Dan. There's one of my best friends for years on YouTube. Dan, nice to see you, Dan. Are you retired now? No, I'm close. I'm about 6 months, 7 months away, and I'm really enjoying the countdown here. 1 cup of the light brown sugar. So let me grab the brown sugar here. Joey says, Rosie, can Elvis have your old computer? That way he can edit his his videos. You know what, Rob? Editing takes time. You know what, guys? I'm off till Monday. Woo! How about that? Ham and egg and peas. Okay, so there goes 1 cup of brown sugar. Let's get the whisk. Whisk that together a little bit. This is going to be some kind of good here. And instead of using milk, I like to use I like to use whipping cream. It makes it a little richer on the top. I'm going to use a little bit of whipping cream here too. Quarter cup, a little less than a quarter cup of whipping cream because I want it to be thick. Okay, it's going to be a beautiful glaze for the top. Yeah, good neighbors, I could whip up some ham and egg right here, baby. Yeah, Dan says, I like it thick too. There you go. And then we're going to get some, we're going to grab some confectioner's sugar here. We're going to put about a cup and a half of that in. I haven't seen you in a long time, Dan. I've missed you. I couldn't remember if you're the one that liked NASCAR. I did a funny NASCAR morning church today. Let's see. A cup and a half of this. People couldn't believe I have a real official Kyle, I don't even know what the hell, Larson racing outfit. I don't even like NASCAR. Go ahead and get this reduced down now. I'm going to whisk this really well. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is fold in the pecans and stuff. You're sweet. How does it possibly get prettier every time I see you? Blame it on the hormones. Okay, look at how silky that is now, huh? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and layer. I want to actually put some of these on first, so it doesn't all go over the sides here. Generous amount of pecans. Yep, Jen is here. Jen's here, Joe. She's raising hell here. All right. Then I'm going to fold the rest in here. I'm not going to use the whisk because I don't want to break them up now. Okay. Everybody said hi, Jen.
Hi, everybody.
All right. And here we go. Pour that right over top. That will be a very elegant dessert. What do you think of that, Jen? Huh?
Looks delicious. Delicious, delicious.
Okay. Try a little taste of that. All right. Now we just take a little spatula and we just spread that very gently all of the pecans should stay in place here. Okay. And there is our finished Thanksgiving dessert. And there it is for tomorrow night, the salted and sugared pecan butter pound cake there. Thank you, Dan. I feel like one of those Italian mamas doing the thumbnail. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way it turned out, Linda. So thank you. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So. Yeah, thank you, Joey. It's a lot of fun to make that too. Yeah, I'm sure Ellie is busy as can be today. I think a lot of us are busy in our kitchens like crazy. Okay, and I think that'll be some really great eating tomorrow for us. Okay, bye, Dan. Don't be a stranger. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up. I got about 3.5 hours till my usual Wednesday night hangout. I want to thank you guys for being along, making the salted and sugared pecan glazed pecan butter bundt cake today. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. So, yeah, there we go. Paul said you should put Donald J. Trump on that cake and icing before you take it to Jen's. Thank you, good neighbors, and thank you everybody for being along for real time. This will be it'll be edited a lot here, this video, and then it'll be re-uploaded as a new, and I need to cut out some long sections and stuff. So thanks so much for being along, and I'll see you in a few hours. There's Bleach just in time for kitchen cleanup duty. Who doesn't love a guy like that? Huh? Shows up just in the nick of time. Okay, Joey and Paul, good neighbors, Rob, Linda, Dan, everybody. If I don't talk to some of you again, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And you know what? Being a ham and egger pays off. Okay, thanks for being along today, everybody. Making the pecan bundt